God bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Mikey A.
God bless football, Fuentes.
God bless football, Stugotz.
Thank you, Fuentes. Chris Sims is going to join us, Billy's friend. Billy, I will tell you this in advance, and this is bad news for the audience. It was bad news for us when it happened. Billy makes an appearance during the Chris Sims interview, but Billy was not available when we had Chris Sims on.
I mean, I cannot believe that you were ever in sales with how bad you do of selling things. So you're telling people, hey, you want to see them fight, don't stick around because it's not going to happen. He's just going to make a very quick, brief appearance because Chris Sims decided that the world revolves around him, and he was going to do it in the middle of the show that we record every day at 9 a.m.
I chose an odd moment, to be honest, with the audience. You are right. But I just wanted them to know because I feel like people look forward to that dynamic, and you'll get a smattering of it, but you will not get
a little sprinkle.
You get a little sprinkle, but Chris Sims is great, and he tells some great stories about his dad's jersey and just, unleashes on Belichick a little bit. So I am looking forward to that.
While we're here, anything else you want to be honest about, or is that it for this episode?
That's it. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I'm going to be honest about something. God Bless Football is presented by Smirnoff. We do game days. Please drink responsibly. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York.
I want to be honest about this. We own this show now.
Yeah.
And by we, me, Billy, Mikey A, we own the show, okay? So please subscribe, rate, review, and then unsubscribe and resubscribe and re-rate and re-review. You can't do that? Just subscribe, rate, and review.
Just subscribe, and we'll be fine. Also, by the way, today's episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Yes. So please subscribe to the podcast outside of the Dan Le Batard Show network, and we appreciate it. Billy, I'm going to give you a choice here. Okay, you have three choices. Okay.
Okay.
Before we get to Chris Sims, we have more Mikelys, we have anonymous sources, and we have headlines.
Okay.
So those are your three choices in terms of what game we're going to play headed into Chris Sims, who will join us in about 10 minutes here. What game are you choosing, Billy?
I think I'm going to go with headlines. Feels like a good way to start this episode of Here's a Headline. I have one if you want to start with me. You want to start with me?
No, but I think you're right on this in terms of a show should start with the headlines, right? I should not ask that question anymore. We should just start with headlines, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we typically have started with Here's a Headline, but it's fine. I understand switching it up a little bit here and there.
Okay, all right. You have a headline for us?
I do. You want me to start? I can start today if you want.
Okay, go ahead.
Ready? Here's a headline, and this is a direct quote from, I'll give you the source here. I believe it was NFL.com. Here's a headline. The Sims family, a bunch of babies. Colon. Phil Sims will not let Abdul Carter wear the number 11.
You notice they didn't call the Taylor family, Lawrence Taylor's family, a bunch of babies.
Yeah, I didn't write the headline. I didn't do it. Maybe we'll get to it later.
It seems like a headline you would write, though. I mean,
I would never. Maybe we'll get to it later. I don't know. I wasn't part of the interview, as you now know. Jeez Louise.
A terrible sales job by me. Lawrence Taylor just flatly said no. I mean.
Yeah. Well, Phil, for those of you who are unaware, Abdul Carter was drafted by the Giants. Phil Sims, number 11, is retired. Abdul said, you know what? I'd like to wear number 11. So let's ask the Sims family. Phil seemed to not really care about it whatsoever. Allegedly, Christopher also said that would be cool if he wore the number 11. I don't care. And then it came down to what was reported, and we'll get to the bottom of this later on in the episode when we talk to Chris Sims, see if he can clear anything up. The report was somehow this ended up as a family vote. And after the family votes were tallied and the white smoke came out of the Sims family chimney, it was revealed Abdul Carter will not be allowed to wear the number 11. So we can ask him about that later on today.
And we will. Billy, if you had a jersey, if you had a career like Phil Sims and your jersey was retired in a stadium and a rookie came in, a rookie hotshot came in, and he wanted your number, would you give up the number? Is there a price for you in which you would give up the number? Because I'm with Lawrence Taylor. Like, hey, blaze your own trail. Leave my number alone. Find your own number, you know?
I mean, I guess it depends on how many numbers are retired by the team and, like, how hard up for numbers the team actually is. And also, like, if I am very, very financially set, and I have like, $400 million in the bank or something like that, I'd be like, okay, whatever. Why are you calling me? How'd you get this number? Like, leave me alone. I'm good. I did my time. You can have my number if you want. Maybe. We'll see. But they need to be good. In fact, I would make an arrangement with them. This is what I would do now that we're talking this out, and I like this scenario.
Yes.
I would say, you know what? You can have my number on a trial period, and I will determine if you will be allowed to actually continue to wear that number. And I don't know if you decide that it's like for training camp that they can have it, or you say, you know what? We're going to do performance reviews every quarter. So not every quarter of the game, every quarter of the season. So after, every 4 games, we do a check-in. Hey, are you playing up to the number 11? Are you not? No, you're not. You're going to have to switch to number 97. In 4 games, we can come back and see if we're going back to 11 or what you want to do.
I like it better if you do it every quarter of the game.
So
like, listen, you just had that holding penalty. I need you to take the shirt off.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah, puts pressure on the player.
I need you to take the shirt off.
Yeah. So what do you do? You're evaluating whether or not this player is worthy of wearing your jersey, right? You have the right to take it back at any moment.
Yeah, quarterly evaluations. I think that's fair. Most companies do quarterly evaluations.
Right, yes. So
not a football quarter, but
by the way, quarterly evaluations also eliminate complacency. Because sometimes it's easy. Once you get the number, you say, oh, look at me. I'm the biggest thing in town now. I have the number I wanted. Maybe let me take it a little bit easy here. Not if you want to keep that number. You want to go up to 97? Nope. Then you better play your Stugotz off.
Your Stugotz, really?
Yeah.
I do like evaluating quarter to quarter whether or not the guy is worthy. But I'm with Billy. It depends where you're at financially in your life at the time someone comes and asks for your jersey. If I need the money, I'll give it away. If I don't need the money, there's really no shot. I don't think I would ever give away that's my jersey. It's hanging from the rafters in New Jersey.
Yeah. I mean, you say that like if it's like a prestigious, like it's in the rafters in New Jersey.
No, I said it for a reason because it's a dump. I mean,
you know what else is in the rafters in New Jersey? Rats. Like that's where you want your number.
Jeez. You're right. Mikey, do you have a headline for us?
Yeah. Hey, here's a headline.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh Steelers traded George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys for a couple of draft picks.
What are they doing?
It's a great question because I was wondering the same thing. What are the Steelers doing? It's been an interesting offseason, to say the least, for the Steelers.
Yes. What is going on with Aaron Rodgers?
I love this. The conspiracy theory with Rodgers is that he's waiting till next week to sign with the Steelers until after the NFL releases their schedule, so they don't get any undue attention. They don't get any extra
he'd hate that
primetime games and stuff. That's the conspiracy theory at the moment.
But if you're trying to lure Aaron Rodgers, why would you trade away George Pickens? That would be a reason for Rodgers to want to go to Pittsburgh.
No, you clear up some room for Lazard.
Randall Cobb.
Yeah, you need to get Lazard, Mercedes Lewis, and Randall Cobb. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I'll say in the Steelers' defense is, I mean, they're really good at getting rid of wide receivers before they go bad. Like, they're really good. Chase Claypool, Martavis Bryant, Deontay Johnson, Juju Smith-Schuster, Mike Wallace. Like, they're really good at getting rid of these guys at the right time. And maybe just George Pickens will be another name on that list.
Juju won a Super Bowl after he left Pittsburgh, you know?
Sure, but he also
not
he was as
him.
much a part of that as I was.
Yeah.
Was he?
Did you guys notice did we curse the Chiefs? Because the Chiefs were riding high until we headed up to Kansas City, and then they made it to the Super Bowl, but
yes,
it didn't seal the deal. Was it us joining Chiefs Kingdom, do you think?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
Chiefs Kingdom.
No, I mean, in our defense, Stugotz picked the Bears and Jets to fight it out in the Super Bowl last year.
True. Yeah, that's true.
God, I regret that.
I was doing. I'll never let you forget it. I'll never let you forget that. That's what you picked,
Mikey. I was doing a thing for crying out.
I think they had like 9 wins between them.
By the way, the Steelers brought in DK Metcalf. What are they doing?
I mean, but you have George Pickens and DK, like
right.
Maybe Mason Rudolph wouldn't be terrible with those weapons, you know?
Yes. I feel like Tomlin, this is going to be the first season he falls below 500 unless
Don't
they
do
sign
that.
Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not betting that.
Don't do that.
No.
You sound silly.
What?
No.
Ridiculous. Also, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers makes it more likely or less likely to finish the season above 500 or below 500.
That's a good point. The Jets were
Yeah.
5-12 with them a season ago. But right now, the quarterback room for the Steelers: Will Howard, Mason Rudolph, Skylar Thompson. Billy, they're going to go below 500. Get out. They're not trotting out Mason Rudolph and finishing, 10-7. It's not happening.
I feel like Skylar Thompson has one last shot in
Get
him, you
out
know?
of here. Little something left in the tank?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Oh.
Are we done
Hey,
with
when-
headlines?
When let me ask you guys a question. So the schedule's coming out soon. I'm assuming that they'll open the season in Philadelphia, right? That's kind of been the tradition as you go to the.
Yeah.
We're not going to be here anymore, but independent from this, should we go set up a folding table outside of the stadium in Philly and just kind of do our God Bless Football there on remote? What do you think? To be
Who's paying for
determined.
it?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's
Right.
the big question. Yeah. We'll
Who are they
see.
going to play opening week? I'd say Washington. That'd be a fun game to start the
It's
season.
usually an AFC team, isn't it? Right?
No, they usually try and make it some playoff rematch. And wasn't the NFC Championship game Washington Philly?
Yeah.
Give me that game again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a bad game.
We'll be watching from home.
Maybe we'll go to the Philly parking lot, Billy.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or perhaps we'll sell it, with Smirnoff, and we'll go to a bar somewhere in Philadelphia and do the show there. Perhaps.
The way we do things.
There's nowhere 45 minutes outside we can go.
No, the way
Philadelphia-ish.
the way we do things, it'll be a bar in Pittsburgh and be like, oh, at the Pennsylvania. It's close enough, right? Like,
Same
no.
thing.
Billy's going to
Different
stick
thing.
me and Mikey A in Delaware. Fuentes has a headline here. Go ahead, Fuentes.
The Jacksonville Jaguars release wide receiver Gabe Davis 1 year after signing him to a $39 million contract.
Yeah.
He'll always have that 4-touchdown game.
Yes. You know what? It's their fault for signing him to a $39 million.
I don't blame Gabe Davis at all. I don't blame him.
Well, how could you blame Gabe
I can't.
Davis? He didn't do anything. And
That's the
literally-
problem.
Right. Well, he didn't do, and now he's collecting $39 million and doesn't have to play football in Jacksonville. That's a good job by you.
The problem with Gabe Davis and him being released is, he was Gabe Davis. He did all he could do. He did maximum Gabe Davis, and that's what you get when you have Gabe Davis.
And what you get for being maximum Gabe Davis is $40 million.
In 10
Kind
games,
of makes you wonder. Hey, I wonder if the quarterback had anything to do with Gabe Davis.
in 10 games, he had 20 catches, 239 yards, 10 touchdowns. No, 2 touchdowns, sorry. I got excited. I saw 10 there in 10 games, not 10
10, he'd
touchdowns.
still be a Jaguar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What'd you
Be a
guys
tight
make?
end.
Mikey, what'd you make of what the Jaguars did? Because now Trevor Lawrence has no more excuses. He is he is out of excuse. They got him the best player in the draft.
I like how the excuse he had before was like Gabe Davis is still on the
Davis,
team.
right.
And it's no additions, it's the subtraction of Gabe Davis. It's like, well, now there's no excuses. We got rid of Gabe Davis.
I feel like we've said this about Trevor Lawrence every year. Like, well, now he's got no excuses. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden we're
We'll
like,
find
well,
one.
I mean, there's kind of an excuse. So we'll give him that.
All right, I have a headline, guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, here's a headline.
Panthers releasing pass rusher Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh. He'll be back.
That guy, is he still riding high from that hit against Michigan
Yes,
in
he's-
like the Outback
I
Bowl?
was just
Like, is
gonna say,
that one
like,
little
is that
video.
all he's
Yes.
ever going to be?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And he keeps
He'll be
getting
sorry.
Nobody blocked him,
Yes.
and he hit a running back really hard.
So I'm
and
with
now
Billy.
he's the number one pick.
I'm with Billy. He'll still get a job, and he still trots out when he hands someone his resume. It's still that one little video
Yeah.
of
That
him making
picture.
that hit in college. Yes.
That popped the guy's
Exactly
helmet
right.
off. Yeah.
Sir, have you played football before? Have I played football before? Have you seen this video?
Let me take you back to the Outback Bowl of 25.
How long ago was that hit?
So he was at South Carolina from 2011 to 2013. So we're looking at
Over 10
12
years?
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me take you, and it was the Outback Bowl,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
is just like, it wasn't like a championship game.
Gino told me it
just-
was 2012.
Do you think Jadeveon Clowney thought at that moment his career had peaked? Do you think he thought that in the moment? Like, this is going to be the best I'm ever going to be right here. I have another headline, guys. Very exciting.
Wait,
Here's the headline.
I have a question for you before your "Hey, he's a headline," Stugotz. So,
Okay.
South Carolina, the Gamecocks retired his number 7. Should he let someone else use that number? Retiring college numbers is not as common as retiring NFL numbers, I don't think, right? Because in
Unless
college,
your last name is Sanders.
you're there like 3 years, so they can't retire everyone's number. You have to be like a real all-time great for the school for them to retire your number.
Right. I would never, if my number was retired, I wouldn't give it to anyone,
Okay.
college or NFL.
But if you're Clowney, do you give it up?
Without a little check.
Yeah.
Without a big check.
And by little, I mean a big check.
Right.
Yeah.
If I'm Clowney, do I give it up? No, I don't give it up, man.
Okay.
I don't. I mean,
All
it
right.
has
What was your
meaning.
other headline?
My last headline here is that Brady said to Shedeur Sanders, and by the way, I love that a 5th-round draft pick has his jersey retired before he takes a snap in the NFL. Brady said to Sanders, use the draft slide as motivation.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, coming from him, okay.
Did somebody think Brady slid in the draft, or was he just a 6th-round pick who was really good?
He probably thought he slid in the draft, right?
I'm sure he did, but
If you had to
no one was
redraft
sitting there
that,
going, Brady's still on the board.
if you redrafted that draft, do you think Brady would be the number 1 pick?
Let's see what year that was.
2000.
I'll
It was
stay here right now for a minute.
1980.
Yeah, we'll get to Chris Sims in a second here. Who was the number 1 pick?
Then I don't know who the number 1 pick. I know the first quarterback was
Who was it?
Chad Pennington.
Oh, that's right. Oh, God.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Jets had 4 first-round picks. Tom Brady was in the draft.
Jesus.
The first pick of the 2000 NFL draft, you'll never guess the team selecting. It was the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
Oh, Brown, the defensive tackle.
Yep, Courtney Brown,
Wow.
Penn State.
Yeah. Yep. I'm guessing
Yeah.
if the Browns had to do it over again,
They'd take Courtney Brown.
they take Chad Pennington.
Ooh, Sebastian Janikowski was the 17th pick in the draft. First round kicker.
Chris Sims next. Mikey A has many questions about your dad's jersey. Mikey A, go ahead. The floor is yours, my friend.
I mean, the report comes out that Abdul Carter was drafted by the Giants, wants to wear 11, and he can't wear 11 because, quote, the family had a vote and decided not to let him wear it. I got to know, did you guys, how did the vote go down?
Well,
Who
wait,
was
hold
the
on, Mikey, hold on a
opposition?
second.
Did you have to wear masks making
Mike,
the vote?
Hold on
how
a
did this
second. Let's
go?
get the
Cover
sequence
your
right
identity.
here. Did
Yes.
Phil originally say, left to his own devices, did Phil originally say yes to giving him the jersey?
Well, so no. And
Okay.
what you've read and seen so far, I mean, you know me. I mean, what are you? I'm a pretty transparent guy.
Yes.
I ain't that good of a fuck or anything to be.
That's why we
lying
have you
anywhere.
on, Sims.
I'm not smart enough to remember dumb lies. Okay, so that's why I don't lie. All right, that's
smart.
right. It's smart. In my dumbness, I'm smart sometimes. Right. So within that, though, he makes the comment with, cousin Sal, right? I believe on the DraftKings podcast. It had been on the radar. We had been, even the second night of the draft, Dad was at my house watching rounds 2 and 3. And even starting that night, we had people like, hey, has Abdul Carter asked yet? Has Abdul Carter asked yet? People, right? Just in the NFL, everybody, whatever. But, of course, the Lawrence Taylor thing happens. Lawrence says, no, get your own number, right? Make your own way. And in Lawrence Taylor fashion that way. He does that. We don't hear anything. I asked my dad a few times, like, hey, you heard from Abdul Carter? Anybody? No, haven't heard anybody. His agent, nope, haven't heard anything. And then all of a sudden, he makes this comment on the podcast. You see Abdul Carter replies back to it like it would be an honor, right? Basically like, oh, it sounds like he's going to give me this. I want to wear number 11. So it starts from there. Friday, late morning, my dad calls me, and he's like, Christopher, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do with this Abdul Carter thing? And this is my dad voice, right? Because it's kind of, and I go, Dad, it's up to you. This is your jersey. This is like, it's your life, man. And he's like, well, you know me. I don't really give a shit about this type of stuff. I don't give a shit. I mean, I like this kid. I think he's going to be a damn good player, right? And my dad also is, let's just not forget, he's a Giant through and through. He still goes down to the facility down there and hangs out. They're probably like, why are you here? But he still goes down, right?
Yeah.
Can I watch some film? And they're like, why? Like, what are you doing? You don't talk
because
on
he's
TV?
big. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just like, I got to know. I live football. That's what I do.
Right.
So he's kind of into that, and he's talking. So we're talking, and one of the things I bring up right off the bat, because I'm thinking about my dad, is I just go, well, if you do give the number, I do think it's going to be cool. People are going to bring up your name every time he gets a sack and do that, and your memory will live on that way. So there is something cool about that. And he was like, yeah, I agree. I like all that. And I was like, well, the first thing you need to do, though, is you got to call Lawrence. You got to call LT, because you don't want to make it look like you're showing him up and piss him off here. Like, oh, you didn't give him his number, but I'm cool. I will, So he was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'll call him later today. I'll get that figured out. You're right. I don't want to do that. As I say that, he's like, hey, I got to go. I got to answer this. He hangs up. A few minutes later, he calls back. Hey, what's going on? What do you think? Well, that was Joe Shane. And he's talking to me about the jerseys number, and my number stays retired, and no matter what he does, and like, yeah, I know, Dad, I know. Okay, so we kind of go through it. We talk a little bit more. I'm like, hey, so there will be like a press conference? Yeah, I think we're going to have a press conference, and I'll hand him the jersey.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, cool. Like, you can make a comment like, yeah, Lawrence Taylor's one of the greatest of all time. He shouldn't give his jersey number away. I'm just a Giant great, and I'm willing to do it, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's a great way to do it. I should do that. That's cool. So, end of conversation. See you, Dad. All right, I'll talk to you later. Few hours go by. Now it gets interesting, because I get a call about 4 p.m. and it's my sister, Deirdre. And you don't know Deirdre, but anybody that knows my family know Deirdre is a force to be reckoned with in the Sims family. Okay? She is a force.
Mikey, get her on the pod, okay?
I'm sending the email as we're talking.
Right. She is a handful. And when she gets determined, she's like Phil Simms in Super Bowl 21. So you better watch out, okay? She can go 22 or 25, depending on what that is, all right? So Christopher, what do you think? Should Dad give his number? And I'm making fun of how she talks, but she was very abrupt when she was calling. What do you think? And I was like, well, I think it's kind of cool. What? I thought you were going to be on my side. Okay, Christopher, see you later. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And she hangs up the phone. I was like, oh, wow, okay. I was like, uh-oh, there's a civil war going on in the house right now.
She didn't get the answer she wanted from you. I mean.
No, she said, the hell with that. So then I leave it alone. I text my group here at NBC, the people that handle my social media and help me out. I was like, hey, I think my dad's going to give this number to Abdul Carter. Let's have something ready to put it out there. So they get it all ready. And then they're like, hey, it's ready. Is this okay with you? Can we put this out? And I was like, wait, just let me 100% confirm this is going down. Because, of course, I had that conversation with my sister, and I'm going, well, I've seen how these things go before. And when she starts to act like this, she gets her way, right? I text my dad like, hey, is this going to happen with Abdul Carter? Man, I don't know. Your sister is going crazy. I don't know if I could deal with this. And your mom ain't very happy either, right? Yeah, and I'm going, oh, no, now mom's in it too. So damn, like, I don't give a damn how many votes we got in the family. Nobody's going to be able to outvote mom and sister. That's just not going to happen. So it goes by. Dad goes dark on me. He doesn't even answer. He sends me a few texts from people around the NFL and all that, basically like, man, I'm getting a lot of blowback. Like, people don't think I should give this number away. I'm shocked at how many people are coming at me like this, right? So nothing happens. I don't see anything. I go out to dinner with the wife, and then all of a sudden I see Gary Myers, right? He tweets out, but Phil Simms says he's not giving jersey number away. He's been outvoted by the family. And I just looked at my wife. I laughed. I giggled. I was like, oh, man, look at Deirdre and Dirty Diana, which is I call my mom. They won. That's all over. And that was all she wrote. And then my dad, they flew on a family vacation, so he's not even here to tell his story. And I
That's how you do it.
The last 2 days, right?
Yeah, you had to tell it, right? He leaves it with you, right? Of course.
Right.
He threw the family under the bus and left.
He leaves the family in his wake. I mean,
he was like, yeah, he's like, I'm not dealing with this crap. I'm out of here, right?
Wait. So, Mikey, there was no official vote, okay?
No.
It came down to Deirdre, and it came down to Dirty Diana. Get her on the podcast as well.
You don't have to vote. When he just told told me the two people that didn't want the jersey, I was like, all right, there's no need for a vote.
There's no
it could
need
be
to
7
vote.
to
Exactly
2.
right.
The 2 win. I get it.
Right.
Yeah, because Mikey wanted to know how the vote went down and who you voted for. He wanted all the details.
I
was
picture
all
it like an
for it.
episode of Survivor where you guys are holding up, I
Right.
vote he can
Yeah,
give it
right,
away.
right.
You know,
Does
like,
Phil know who voted for who?
Yeah, I don't know what I think my brother was also with my sister and my mom. I don't know that for sure, but I got that gist from family. Oh, excuse me, family text. But all in all, yeah, there was no official vote. There didn't need to be one. He's had many instances in his life where he's gone against Mom and Deirdre before, and that has not worked well for him for months after that, years after that. So I think he's learned his lesson. Don't mess with that again.
I love that you were thinking about LT because you know how important that relationship is to your dad. Yes.
I did. Well, I'm a thinker that way anyways. I'm a little analytical, and I know my dad and LT have a special relationship. LT is special to my dad, and I know that. And yes, we totally understand LT's point of view and all that, to get it 100%. But yeah, I certainly didn't want him to come off like he was offending LT, and I know he didn't want that or would never want that. So I just felt like I had to spit that out of my mouth a little bit there.
So in a hypothetical world, let's say Joe Burrow is traded to the Giants and he wants a fresh start with a fresh number, and that number is number 11. How do you think Deirdre and Dirty Diana are voting on that one?
Damn. Well, hey, Joe's so handsome and cute. He might be able to come over and work some charm with Dirty Diana.
He was at the Met Gala.
He might have to tell my sister, hey, divorce your husband and marry me, and then I'll give you and then we can do it. And she'd be like, fine, dad, give him the number, Dad, right? But no, I don't think anything would really work ultimately with my mom and my sister.
PFT with Mike Florio every day on Peacock, the Unbuttoned podcast, Football Night in America. Oh, it's coming back, Sims. We're getting there. We are slowly getting there. What'd you make, speaking of the Giants, what'd you make of them passing on Shedeur and ended up taking Jackson Dart, moved up to get Jackson Dart in the first round?
Well, I was not surprised by any of this. I know we haven't talked. I know you guys don't sit here and watch me on PFT or my podcast like on a regular basis, and I don't expect you to. Yeah. All right, well, thank you. I appreciate that. But either way, with Shedeur, I feel like I was at the forefront about 6 weeks before the draft. I came on PFT one morning with Florio just by what I had seen on film, what I had studied. And just, again, I don't have, like, early on in the process, nobody's telling me. They don't want to tell me what they think or whatever, but you can feel vibes. And I came on one Monday morning, and I was like, man, Shedeur Sanders, it's going to be the story of the draft. And, Mike Florio was kind of like, well, why? What do you mean? And I was like, well, one, the Saints or the Steelers, if they don't pick him, where is he going? What's going to happen? Like, I never thought the Giants at number 3 were going to do it, especially after I watched film. And then when they got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, I just went, wait, this just doesn't seem like the Giants type of thing. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Shedeur Sanders, just a total, like, drama club type of thing at the quarterback position. That doesn't seem their type of move. So I didn't buy that. But, yeah, the vibes I was getting, too, from the league is that nobody was in love with any of these quarterbacks except for Cam Ward. That's what I got. So I had kind of been saying that. And I wasn't surprised the Giants, of course, passed them up at 3. And didn't think the Giants would take them anywhere else later in the round. I didn't think. That's the vibes I got. So there in all, the Giants draft, I really liked it. I don't love Jackson Dart. I'm not going to sit here and lie just because he's a Giant that I'm like, oh, yes, we got the guy. I hope I'm wrong. I like a lot about him. I like the human. I like that he knows how to play the position and do a lot of the things you need as a quarterback. Am I in love with his talent? No. Would I want to be a GM to go, wait, Jackson Dart's my guy for the next 6 or 7 years? No, it would not. And again, I hope I'm wrong. But I did love the rest of the draft. That was the one aspect I don't know if they needed to trade it up to get him. The Rams weren't taking a quarterback. They weren't going to do that there. I don't know if they needed that, but either way, they got a guy they believe in, and the rest of the draft, I thought they kicked ass in.
Listen, you have to have confidence in the two guys who moved up to get Jackson Dart. The same two guys who moved up to get Josh Allen. So at least you have that going for you.
I
right?
hear you there. I hear you there. No,
right.
You're exactly right. I got you. And I don't overjudge stuff like that too much because I go, wait, if they believe in them and they think it, I can get behind it, right? I just you know me, I'm a little bit of a quarterback that's a sucker for big time skills, like a Josh Allen. That's why I defended him till my face was blue when he was coming out in the draft. I saw, wait, he does the quarterback things. They're better than what everybody's trying to say. The team wasn't very good, but holy shit, can he run? Holy shit, is that the best arm I've ever seen in my life? And you're not going to say that with Jackson Dart. So, yeah, with Shedeur Sanders, I had said from the start, I would not want to take him in the top 10. I would not want to take him in the top 20. I kind of thought he was an end of the first round type of quarterback. Right? The talent is by him, Shook, or Jackson Dart wasn't like, oh, wow, oh, my gosh, this is like popping off the screen. There was a lot of good there. But, of course, we know between the talent not matching up to what the public thought it was, unqualified people making qualifying statements, the hype around him, and then also the way he handled the pre-draft process and kind of disrespecting the process. And then you get to a point where, wait, okay, he's falling down the board. Yeah, well, we'd like to draft him. He's high on our board, but he's going to be our third string quarterback. And now there's the human element of, wait, it's going to overtake our team. Even though we're drafting a third string quarterback, this is all anybody's going to talk about. Cleveland had a great draft. All we talk about is one guy. That's all we talk about. Mm-hmm. And that's where it snowballs out of control and you end up in the 5th round.
Is there an NFL roster here in the offseason that where you look at it and you're like, wow, they got a lot better?
There's two that really pop to me. The Patriots, number one.
Yep.
I mean, you just look at the Patriots and you go, yeah, we got Milton Williams, we got Carlton Davis, we signed Harold Landry, let alone we acquired Mike Vrabel and got Josh McDaniels as our offensive coordinator.
Jesus.
And then the draft on top of that, I thought they got Will Campbell, which is a Vrabel type of guy. They got Travion Henderson, who's got 3 rockets up his ass and can make a lot of big plays. They got one of my favorite receivers in the draft and Kyle Williams. So, yeah, I think they killed it. And the Bears would be the other team that I'd say killed it. The Bears, acquired Ben Johnson, acquired Dennis Allen as a D coordinator, who I think is phenomenal at that part of his job for sure. You can say all you want about the head coach. They fixed the interior part of the offensive line. And then the draft, they get a Colston Loveland, who's phenomenal, like a Sam Laporta, but even better. You get a Luther Burden, who's like a DJ Moore. Like, I look at the Bears and go, yeah, they made their team. The Patriots and the Bears are the two teams in each conference there that I would say won the offseason.
I dare you to try to get me and Mikey A excited about Justin Fields.
Oh,
you can't.
You can't. If you
might be dumb.
Right.
I get it a lot. I literally walk down the streets of New York and people are like, hey, Justin Fields, should we be excited? And I'm like, yeah, it's good, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm like doing jumping jacks. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, there's still stuff we got to see. What I do like is this. Here's what I could sell you on. That you're going to be a tough, no-nonsense football team, and he's going to fit that. That's what I do like. They're going to model Detroit. Everything that you've seen so far is modeling Detroit to a degree here. We're going to get bigger. We're going to be physical. They're going to run the ball. The one thing I like about Justin Fields is he is a fearless competitor. He's tough as hell. The throwing still needs to get better. We know that. But I think they're also looking at it like we're trying to replicate Jared Goff 2.0. First stops and stuff, maybe not all that great, but we're going to take advantage of them. We think we can improve them and make the team around them better and get the best out of them. And that I can be hopeful for if I'm a Jet fan.
I have a question.
We're entering year 5. Oh, my. Oh, wait a second.
Look
Never mind. Nope, I'm done.
I have a question.
Wow, look who's here with a normal hat on.
We just we disappear for months at a time. We come in, we don't shave, like we don't want to look presentable when we make our return on God Bless Football. Like, what's going on with you, Christopher?
Well,
thank you, by the way, for taking time out of your busy schedule of screwing over Abdul Carter. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, we're 25 minutes in here and you haven't even.
Well, yeah,
shown up
because
yet, so.
okay, I showed.
did nothing.
You show up
Sims
in the
did
middle of a
nothing to
work day.
Abdul
Like, you know
Carter.
what? You have to. We've never
And
had
you're
you
li-
leave
and I can-
Florio to come and do something with us. You're like, well, I can only do it in these 3 minutes, and you have to do it. Stop the presses. I'm Chris Sims. I don't shave anymore, and I don't give numbers to rookies. Jeez Louise.
Jeez. All right,
guy.
first off, your hat's stupid, okay? All right,
Your
second
face is
off-
stupid, Chris Sims.
Second off, I mean, look at you. You showed up late. You're kind of coming disrespectful to a guy who just the will of just the nice person comes on here and does it. Yeah. You don't employ me really, right? You're sitting there looking. I could tell. What are you in commercial breaks? So you're trying to fit me in real quick here?
Yeah, trying to fit you into my schedule.
I can tell. You're looking up at the screen like, how many seconds we got left?
Where's Dan? I don't want to get yelled at.
I know, yeah, exactly. Now I understand you know, respecting Dan over Stugotz more. I get that.
It's more fear,
but
I think,
feel
yeah.
disrespected.
Yes.
Speaking
well,
of which,
that's
I
the
need to
thing,
go
Billy.
now,
You
yeah.
chose LeBatard over. You chose LeBatard over Sims, and he's not happy about it. So.
Oh, Chris, listen to me. If we were on a deserted island and it was Chris Sims on one side and Dan Le Batard on the other side, and I had to choose one to die with, I would choose to die with you.
Oh, that's so nice.
that I appreciate. I don't know why do we gotta die? How come?
Well, come on. What are we gonna do on an island together?
Dan over there.
You know what I mean?
Go with Sims and just eat LeBatard. I mean, that thing can feed you for a lifetime.
Ooh, wow, we could hunt. I feel like me and Chris would go. We'd be like the first couple days. We'd be like, can we build a raft? We can. And then we get over that whole will he, won't he situation. And then, we'll probably hook up a little bit. And then, we'll go
I'm
and
a fighter.
we'll
I'm
hunt
not
down.
going down like
Really?
that. See, that's right. That's why you're a Marlin fan and all that. You're just used to losing.
I
and
mean,
just curling up in a ball.
I'm sorry. Chris Sims, who's had such a rough life as a Yankees fan and son of Phil Sims, who's had everything handed to him, and poor guy lives on the richest street in America, but he doesn't have a gate. Get out of here, guy.
He lost his
How
spleen.
hard you work, please.
He's coming in hot today. He's coming in hot.
Well, because he's only got like 3
I
minutes.
have months
right.
and
So
months
he's
and
gotta
months
get it
of
all
pent-up
out now.
anger to unleash on you. I've missed you.
Billy, you
miss
could
you
die
too.
together, but you can't wear number 11 while you do it.
Exactly
That's right. That's right. You missed that story because you ditched us, so I'm not telling it again.
No,
okay?
I actually heard it on your show, so I was like, we're still gonna have him on and do repeats. He told a good story on his show. So your
Yeah,
sister.
why the hell you wasting my time?
So
then?
your
What are
sister
you
and your
doing?
mom, huh? They rule your haircut. They rule whether or not you can give away family numbers. It's pretty powerful.
Oh yeah, they're powerful, right? I mean, they are. They don't rule my hair though. I mean, you can see they don't like my hair, and you can see that's not happening. But one day, I hope you to meet Deirdre. Deirdre, anybody
Be a
like I
dream.
told the guys here earlier, if you met her or knew our family, everybody knows how that conversation went down. And then you get Dirty Diana involved as her backup singer there, and watch out.
Billy, the best part is he gone? Did Billy leave? He's gone.
I'm still
look at
here.
that.
I'm
He's
still
like,
here.
commercial
for a
break's
second. I'm still
over.
looking.
Oh, there
I'm
we
like,
go.
oh
Look,
boy,
he's
I'm
like,
gonna get
oh,
yelled
oh,
at.
oh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can see
Billy, the
myself
best
in the
part-
background? No.
To
I
talk
thought I
about
could
the
see myself
Panthers,
in the
guys. Come
background.
on.
Can you see the double birds he just gave you?
Oh, I saw them. Jeez. His shock
get outta
value's
here, Billy.
worn off on me, Chris Sims. You don't surprise me anymore.
See you later. Get out
Bye.
of here.
Get out
okay?
of here. Go die
Get out.
together, two of you.
Bye. See you later.
Why are we dying together? What's the matter with them?
I know.
Chris Sims, final question on the way out. We have a couple of quick ones. Would you be shocked? Okay. Would you be shocked if Bryce Young finished top 10 in QBR this coming season?
I'll say yes. Yes. I mean, again, it wouldn't be like the most shocking, like, wow. But yeah, I'd still be shocked. I would. We ended it off year well. It was all positive there. Do I still got questions? But I do think he'll be better. But top 10, yeah, I'd say I'd be shocked. Yes.
Would you be shocked if the Bengals win the Super Bowl?
No, I won't.
Right. You can't.
No, I can't. I mean, again, I got made fun of last year because I picked the
know.
Bengals to go to the Super Bowl. You know
I
that,
know.
right?
Yes.
And I laugh because as we got to the last 2 weeks in Football Night in America, Jason Garrett and Devin McCourty kept going, if Cincinnati gets in, they might go to the Super Bowl, right? And they kept looking at me while they were saying it. I was like, oh, yeah, you were making fun of me the first 10 weeks, and now it's like, uh-oh, don't let them in. And they're gonna, so, but yes, with Joe Burrow and that, they're not a perfect team, and they need to help their defense a little here still, but their offense, and he's good enough at quarterback to carry that team. I think so.
Would you be shocked if the Bears made the playoffs?
Nope, definitely
Wow.
not.
In
Nope.
that division, huh?
I know,
Yeah.
I know, but I'm still not. I'm going to say no, even though yes, I hear you. That division's real for sure. But I think the team and the coaching is good enough to where I just go, no, I wouldn't be shocked. I would not.
Okay.
Would you be shocked if the Detroit Lions missed the playoffs?
Yeah, I'd be shocked.
Wow.
I would.
Okay.
Yes. Totally
right.
shocked there. Hey, what we saw in the NFL draft, right? We know it's a copycat league, and the league is copying the Eagles, of course, right? The Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions, and I would even say the 49ers when they were going to Super Bowls and one of the powers. The league has shifted to size, right? Like they have gone the hell with like, oh, we're going to be real fast at all these positions. We're going to be big everywhere. They're following the Eagles mold or Detroit's mold or Baltimore. They've been the three best teams in football over the last 2-3 years. And the 49ers, of course, were built on that too. Big offensive line, unbelievably big defensive line. You're seeing the league go that way. Detroit has got no holes on their roster except you'd like to see one more pass rusher. That's the only thing you can look at and go, I wish they were better there. Everything else, it's pretty damn good.
All right, last question. What the is going on with Belichick? I mean, what's happening there?
I don't even know. I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy, man. I mean, Dan Patrick asked me this the other day, and he's like, what would you say? And I'd be like, who are you and what did you do with Bill Belichick is what I would say with him or any of the North Carolina people down there. But, yeah, it's odd. It's all just seemed a little, I've used the word hypocritical over the last year or so. And for a guy that I know would be making fun of some other coach 10 years ago if they were doing some of the things he's doing, now that he's doing it and becoming a distraction and just some of the other stuff, it just doesn't seem very Bill Belichick-like.
You seem disappointed, actually. You did.
I am. You know how much I think you've heard me through the years. He's the greatest coach in the history of football. He's one of the greatest coaches in the history of anything, right? But I do think he's lost a little bit of his football morals and some of the things he's relied on and all of that. And, yeah, he's a guy that, always scoffed at distractions. He's got distractions. He, scoffs at disrespect, and he wears a sweatshirt with a hole in it on Sunday morning. And it's like, no, Navy sells new sweatshirts. I checked, and you have the money to buy them. So let's stop that. I'm so sick of that crap. He scoffs at Taylor Swift when she comes on the TV, and I want to go, what? You mean a world billionaire self-made? Like, what a story. But he expects us not to scoff every time he's on and we see his girlfriend. There's just so many things. He doesn't like the media, but yet then he goes on a year-long media tour and criticizes every coach and his guy that replaced him in New England and all that. It just doesn't seem like anything Bill Belichick ever sold to his team. And here he is doing all the opposite things, all the things he says to his team not to do, he's doing. And that's what I don't get right now.
Sims, I don't care about the facial hair. You are in mid-season form, my friend. I mean, you are letting it fly.
You know it. I just try to stay in shape. I got to stay in shape all time of the year, right?
We appreciate it, man. PFT with Mike Florio every day on Peacock, the Unbuttoned podcast as well, Football Night in America. He is our favorite guest here on God Bless Football. It is Christopher Sims. I am so happy you told the story about Dirty Diana and Deirdre. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Man, we keep having it out more. I'll tell you more Dirty Diana stories. We got a lot of them. Don't worry.
She's going to be on with us weekly.
Okay.
Sims, get out of here. We appreciate it. Thank you as always, man.
See you guys. Peace out.
All right. Our thanks to Chris Sims for joining us. It looks like
Nice of you to join us, Billy.
Hey, I'm back. By the way, we're presented by Smirnoff. We do
Yes.
game days. Please drink responsibly. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York.
We will get to more Mikely here in a second, but Billy is watching the 1980 draft, I believe, and he is doing so laughing out loud here during our break. What is happening with you right now, Billy?
So we were going through the 2000 NFL draft and saw Janikowski was drafted at 17th overall, first-round pick by the Raiders. So I decided to look up to see if I could find video of the NFL draft when he was selected, and I did. And much to my surprise, the Raiders fans who were dressed in like their Road Warrior pads with the spikes and the silver face paint and all that seemed very excited about the fact that they drafted a kicker with this number 17 overall pick. And Berman is doing his best to sell this as a great pick. Called him the Polish powder keg. Then was telling us about Ray Guy and what a great move this was. And when I was saying this in the break, and I was saying how ridiculous I thought that this was, that he was taking number 17 overall, I was met with a strange level of defense of Sebastian Janikowski.
I felt it, yeah.
Saying, well, he did everything he was asked to do. That was actually a great pick for them. And I was like, not at 17.
I didn't say it was a good pick. I said he did what he was supposed to do. He's a kicker. He kicks the field goals, did it. It's not his fault he got drafted by terrible. Was that Al Davis? That was one of that final Al Davis
No, it's
picks.
not his fault, but Billy's point is the Raiders could have had him 3 rounds later.
I know.
Exactly.
But that's the Raiders' fault. That's not his fault.
Taken him at like the 6th.
You know what? It's only his fault. He was too good. He was too good.
Billy, you
Was
felt-
he surprised when he got picked?
Absolutely.
Was
Absolutely.
he surprised when he got picked?
Yeah, you'd be shocked to find out I don't see him walking out on a stage receiving a jersey.
Right. Well, who went 19th in that draft? Who went right after Sebastian Janikowski?
So he was 17, 18.
Yes.
Was Chad Pennington with the Jets.
You think the Jets were like? You think the Jets were like? Damn, we missed out on
Who had a better
Janikowski."
career?
Yeah.
Who had a better career?
Listen.
Chad Pennington or Sebastian
It's a
Janikowski?
good question. I mean, Pennington, but it's a good question.
Uh,
I mean, Mikey, he was the runner-up MVP one year.
Pennington was a at best good quarterback. Janikowski was the best kicker for a long time.
Right. That you could have had in the 5th round. I mean, that's all.
Once again, not his. Not his fault.
That's not his fault.
No
I'm
one's
asking
blaming
career.
Janikowski, but you guys are like, Billy's laughing at it because it's a ridiculous thing to do to select a kicker in the
it is.
first round, and you guys are defending Janikowski like he's part of your family.
It's so strange. I don't understand it. By the way, right after Chad Pennington
Yes.
with the 19th pick,
Yeah.
Sean Alexander.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That guy he had 2,000
when-
yards one season.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say he
That's
rode
what
that
you want
season
back.
for years. He rode
That's
that
what you
season
want back.
for years.
Yeah.
He did his job.
Yeah.
1 year.
Janikowski was coming off a year in which he won the Lou Groza Award. I mean,
Oh, thank you.
Great.
Billy will never come around on that.
Hey, you could give him the Heisman Award. And I'd be like, yeah, okay. The third, maybe.
Yeah. Do we have some more Mikelys here to close out the show, Mikey A?
Ooh, more Mikelys?
Sure.
Did you
Sure.
say more
You want more
Mikelys?
Mikelys?
Presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly.
That is what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is what he said.
Mikey A, have you noticed that we're hosting the show with Bobby Petrino today? I mean,
I have noticed.
I mean, I don't
got
know
a
what
neck
you're doing.
brace on. You got a neck brace on. You look like
Incognito. I put on my
I can barely see it.
my tallest windbreaker.
It just looks like he's been hitting the gym, working on the shoulders a lot.
it's 120.
My
degrees
traps
out.
are like,
More Mikelys. Let's get to him here.
All right, more likely to be picking number 1 next year: Giants, Saints, Titans, or Browns.
Wow. Giants, Saints, Titans, Browns. Giants. I'm going to say the Saints. The Browns are going to be okay. They're not going to be so bad that they're going to have the number 1 overall pick. I think the Giants are going to be improved. Do you guys like the Giants? I think the Giants are going to be good this year, actually. I do.
oh,
I don't.
okay. No,
I don't at
Really?
all. That's my pick.
I think they'd be good enough to not get the number 1 pick, but that's it.
Yeah, I
Really?
don't think they're going to be good, but I
Okay.
don't think they're going to be
That
the
bad?
worst.
I don't
Okay.
think Russell Wilson is a 14-loss guy yet.
All right, so I'm taking the Saints here. Who are you going with, Billy?
Just to be different from you, I will go with the Browns, only because I want to see how long the Browns decide to not play Shador before they realize, okay, maybe we should okay, because also, you know what? Now arguing against myself,
Yeah.
Flacco's good enough to win you 3 games.
The Browns
You
did the
know?
thing I've been asking NFL teams to do. They got all the NFL, any available quarterback is on their roster now.
Yeah, it's
yes,
true.
Yes.
I think the problem is that I think you win this game, Stugotz, with the Saints, because I don't know that without Derek Carr,
Yeah,
I don't know what we're going to be doing over there in New Orleans.
Definitely
I believe in Tyler Shuck.
No, I don't.
Do you?
I do.
Definitely
They also have Spencer Ratliff, as
Right.
Chris Sims calls it.
Rattler. Oh,
Yeah.
Rattler.
Oh, Rattler, yeah.
As long as you got
I'll
it.
believe in Shuck in 3 years. I'm going with the Saints here.
Yeah.
All right.
Also the
In
Saints.
3 years, he'll be 40.
That's a good point. You're right. He's a 26-year-old rookie. All right, do you have another one for us?
I do. More likely to repeat as champs: the Philadelphia Eagles or the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Wow.
We don't ignore college football on God Bless Football.
No, we never do. I'm going to say who has a better chance?
More likely to repeat as champs.
I'm going to say the Eagles are more likely to repeat as champs.
I'm going to say the Buckeyes.
Really?
Yeah, the Buckeyes, they're like basically guaranteed the playoff every year.
Right.
Where they don't have to go through Patrick Mahomes. They don't have to go through all these or Josh Allen or whoever they end up in the Super Bowl with.
Right. Yeah, but the Eagles have already gone through Patrick Mahomes and almost went through him twice. So.
Yeah, but they had that weird perfect storm at defense that I don't know if you can replicate it every single year.
Right.
The thing with the Buckeyes that it could be an argument for or against, right, is the Buckeyes, if it was not a 12-team playoff, would not have won the national championship last year, right? They probably wouldn't have even made the playoff.
Correct.
So that could be an argument for them in that they could still be there, or an argument against them in that some random team can just get hot and win the playoffs and they lose one game. I'll go with the Eagles.
God bless football, fellas.